so she's going to be a minute, but she was here last session anyway, so we have to catch up the other two guys. Andrew, do you want to sum up what happened?
I was hoping you would do that. It's been a while, and I was a little bit drunk last time, so I don't remember all of it. I'm a bit spotty.
Okay. It mainly boiled down to a conversation with you and Germanicus. What had happened is you left the Mithraeum, and then he basically approached you and started engaging you in conversation. From there, he took a keen interest in your tattoos. Said, "Oh, hey, you're a native. Are you from the northern tribes? I recognize those markings." He asked your age and who turned you. You provided those answers. Any of this jogging your memory?
Yeah, I mean, I recall some of it, but not like the full details of the conversation. That's all. You know, it's like we just talked a lot. You know, it was a whole like hour and a half of talking.
Yeah, it was basically the only kindred or immortal you've met so far that has been forthcoming.
Yeah. I had a measure of like respect for that. You know, like he's being straight up, so like we could tell. So it was like, okay, you know, I like this guy.
Alright, so given that, do we want to just do this conversation again so that the Romans can participate, or do you just want... I can just bullet point the things that you learned from him. That doesn't really convey any of his character, but yeah.
Yeah, you can do it again if you want.
Yeah, it's up to you. I mean, I don't, because like I said, it was like a whole hour, or, yeah, it felt like, I think it was like an hour. It might have been longer, but that was a lot of conversation. A bullet point is fine, or if you want us to role play through it all again with them, both are okay with me.
I guess we can role play it through again, just because your actions are largely going to be the same. The key point was that you initially refused the information regarding who had sired you, and then he hit you with, what was it, rank 3 presence, I forget what it is, entrancement?
Yeah, it was entrancement.
Okay, so your reactions are going to be largely the same because you can't do anything else.
Well, yeah, I mean,
stand.
I didn't want to burn through willpower just for that, you know?
Okay, so that roll will stand, and it's the same thing as before. You'll have a week-long love for him.
Yeah, he's like my buddy. He's my best friend.
Yeah, so essentially, he approaches you from the shadows, and he says, "Boy, you're new, and you've got that false god in a tizzy that merits my attention. What are your names?" He points to the two Romans. Who did you serve with?
Am I still unconscious?
Were you unconscious to begin with?
Well, he did beat me into torpor, so yeah.
I'm not recalling this. Did you go into torpor? How would you go into torpor?
I fought him.
You fought, you got into it with Mithras.
Oh.
And I don't believe you went into torpor because the last damage you took was a bunch of fire on you, dude. That wouldn't have been a torpor situation.
Well, I know I got badly beaten, so...
Yeah, I remember you getting beaten. I don't remember you going to torpor, though, personally. But...
Oh, wait, I am out of blood. And my thing says I'm injured and I'm out of blood.
Yeah, he was going to Diablerize you, but he never got through all of your health levels. So, no, you're not in torpor, but you're, well, ravenous, and we're going to be making frenzy checks pretty soon here. So, yeah, you're in a state, in a mood for sure, but you're not in torpor, and you will need blood before tomorrow, or you will not reanimate. That much is certain.
Okay, so it's not that you're in torpor yet. You will go into torpor if you don't eat somebody.
Just point me back to Mithras.
We just got out of that. No, that's not a good idea.
I mean, he's literally back down the hole you just emerged from. So if you're wanting to go back in there and deal with Mithras, you can do that before we engage in this conflict.
He will live for now. Alright. I'll let them play out their scene, and then
Well, you're there too.
Oh,
He's
okay.
asking for your name. Like he asked you guys.
okay, having like I have like no blood left apparently on my sheet, so my question is, does this make me irritable? Am I like am I gnashing teeth or what?
You are gnashing teeth. Your fangs are probably protruded, and I would guess would need some difficulty to be retracted. Probably some sort of a self-control roll. You are ravenous, hunger beyond hunger, and yes, you will need to start making frenzy checks. You're not going to charge someone who is like of Germanicus' stature. You're not an idiot. You're not going to run headlong into death, but you are going to be in a mood. I need to go eat. Or if you see a person strolling along, you will need to make checks or seize upon that person.
Point me to the first Roman soldier.
I mean, again, there's two in front of you. Other than that, it's past midnight, so you can walk off, but someone is addressing you right now.
Okay. I'm gonna try to do this as best I can. I give him my name, even though it probably sounds like a bunch of growls.
And he motions towards.
Who do you motion towards?
I think Gaius.
Yeah, he gestured to the two people in Roman armor who look like Roman soldiers like he does. He gestured to you two and said, "What are your names and who did you see?"
Gotcha.
My name is Eduardo, and I serve myself.
That's not your name, right?
Technically, it's his middle name.
Okay, then I will give you a technical bonus when you go ahead and roll that check. Go ahead and just roll it. Roll a manipulation subterfuge, and let's add. Go ahead and add 2 dice to it. In fact, it technically is a. Oh, and I didn't get the sheet. One second.
Man, I'm looking at my rolls from last time. I was doing good.
Yeah, you were.
Two successes. No, it looks like 3.
I see 3.
Yeah, 3. Or didn't you say 10s count as 2?
10s do count as 2. You've got 2 1s, and then you've got.
Oh yeah, that's right. I see. Yeah.
Eduardo. Interesting. A Spaniard?
Indeed.
Are you a Spaniard?
Well, Iberian, which was what they were back then.
Okay, fair enough. Oh, if they were. Okay, then he would have said Iberian. Okay. And who did you serve with?
Regio 9 Hispania.
One of Mithras' toys?
Not anymore.
I see. A recent addition. Who turned you from the light? This is the scripted part where Callum lies, or attempts to lie, and gets overwhelmed. Emotion for this man.
Yeah, and so I tried. What was the lie that I said? I
don't think it was a lie so much as you just said, I think you straight up said, I'm not comfortable giving that information out.
Oh, yeah.
And then he was like, really?
Yeah. Yeah, so that's kind of how I'll respond then, yeah. I'm going to go with, like, what happened. So, yeah, I'm not comfortable sharing that with you.
Gaius would go ahead and attempt to play that off.
Play it off how?
He just wouldn't say anything.
He's going to make you love him, too.
No. He says to Gala, to Callum, and his expression softens.
And then, I'll, we call him Wotan.
Wotan. Sounds like Wodan, that conniving Rick. Sounds like he's trying it again then. Did he make you all?
Oh, yes.
He made me immortal as well, using blood stolen from Mithra. We're more akin than you think. Yanish, please make a self-control roll.
Alright. What is my DC?
That is a good question. For being at 0 blood and hunger, I would say a 7 offhand. I'll look it up. Assume a 7 for...
I have 1 success.
Okay. You bite down hard on your lip, but you are able to stave off the urge to, well, basically go do your own thing. He looks you over. I see signs of the beast in you.
The Lord my God gives me strength.
Which god?
The God of Abraham.
He rolls his eyes.
Christianity is like really picking up steam right around this time, right? This is when it starts becoming like bigger.
It is becoming bigger-ish at this point, but we are still very much in the feed them to the lions stage. I think we're a couple of emperors before we get full-on, like, throw them in the pit. But, yes, at this point they are very much a nuisance, a rising nuisance.
I mean, it doesn't take them long to completely overtake the Roman Empire and become, like, the religion.
That's until Constantine gets involved.
Yeah, it's around 400. That Wodan has deposited you here. He points to all of you in turn. he intends for you to act as his proxies, as He eyes your tattoos, Callum. Are you a native? Those markings, northern tribes, right?
Yes. And I'm like very like, prideful about this, because of who I am and like I even have some fame.
Perhaps then you can be of assistance to me yet. See, I have not been north in a century, and these lands have changed much. I am in need of a guide into the fold. I seek the ancients of the north, the White Howlers. I did call them by name, it turns out, and Britta made an occult check, which she passed, and she had one success, I think, and I forwarded on to you the information that she had vague knowledge of your kin that are connected to the druids in some way. They have some sort of mysticism about them, some sort of kindred nature with the...
Okay. And I don't know of them, right?
I don't think you made the check, but I actually didn't record it. So if you want to go ahead and make a quick occult check, you can. If you have an occult.
Yeah, I have one dot of occult.
Okay, go ahead and roll it for me. The DC 8.
Is it intelligence?
Yeah, it's occult.
What'd you say the difficulty was?
I said it was 8, so you got it. You got 2 successes.
My 2 dice.
Very
one
nice.
dot of each.
So what you would know is that some very distant cousins, emphasis on distant cousins of yours that live kind of far away from your people.
Is he okay?
Sorry, he's having a meltdown.
Yeah, it sounds like he's having a meltdown.
Anyways, some distant cousins of yours, it would have been to the west of your village.
Okay.
That were, they were recluses, and they, not only were they just kindred with wolves and a dancers with wolf sense, but they were literal lycanthropes, from what you understand. Of course, you've never seen such a thing, and so it's probably just old wives' tales you had believed. But yes, you had heard this before.
I don't know if I'm going to be looking at things from that perspective anymore at this point, like with what I know about myself. It's like, oh, I heard this, and I didn't think it was true, but now knowing this, it might be. So it'll be one of those deals where I'm like, him bringing up that name triggers that memory of hearing about the neighbors who they tell the ghost stories to kids or whatever about oh, don't go out there, they'll snatch you up, they're evil, they're wolves, that kind of thing. They actually turn into wolves or monsters. And then, hearing that, and then he thinks to himself oh shit, what if that's true though? Because, I come back from the dead. I can do things. We can do things. We're immortal now. So what if there's some kind of immortal?
Very true. A century ago they aided me, and I need allies again, so I will start with them. If you would guide me into the north, I could reward you in some way. Perhaps I will find my lady again along the way.
I have something to do first, but yes.
What do you need?
It will not take long.
Very well. At this point, Britta had actually requested him to fix her sword, which she had the fragments of, and he said he would be back in 2 hours.
The thing that I did, okay, I specifically had a thing I wanted to accomplish, and I don't remember if I actually did it.
You did. You accomplished it. I don't recall the exact text of what it was. I don't know if posted that somewhere, but yes, I did record that you had sent off a message with a seagull, I believe.
Yes. Okay. That was the thing that I was referencing just now. With I have something I need to do, and so that's what I'm going to do.
What we had gotten into. What we had gotten into was that you couldn't do it in the way you wanted to. You wanted to use what was essentially a combination discipline, bird and ear, to relay it to Woden in your voice. You don't have that ability because you don't have chemistry. So what you ended up doing was physically writing a note and tying it to this seagull, and then conveying to it with animalism who and where to find this person.
Yeah, I wanted to like talk to it and have it relay the message back, but wasn't really. It can't do the complex communication that I want. I hope that my note is enough though, because like the Pictish writings are very basic. Like they don't have the super complex language. Yeah, they don't have the super.
You're not literate, are you?
No. But I don't have Roman literacy. Like I don't have that at all. Like the Picts, they only use like basic symbols and stuff. And that's why I was trying to convey to it the idea of what I was saying, along with like the imagery to try and, you know, hopefully give him something, you know.
Okay.
It was basically telling him like, yeah, he's here.
I will tell you what. You're not literate in Roman language, so not true literacy, and you're not. I mean, neither of us is going to be, neither of us is versed in Pictish. So,
Yeah.
What I want you to do is write out this note on some paper using pictographs or symbols to convey your message, and then just take a picture of it.
Oh shit. Okay. But I'm also telling it words. Does that come into it all? Does that factor in? Because like.
It can, but you have to remember this has a bird's intelligence.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily going to retain any of what you tell. It will do as you ask, but asking it to relay information is going to be a little different.
There's a reason why I call it bird brains.
Hey, some species of birds are stupid smart.
Ravens.
Raven.
Not seagulls, but not seagulls.
Get a raven.
Pigeons are actually pretty smart too. They just seem like they're dumb.
Alright, so you go ahead and do that. Callum is going to go do this thing with seagulls. He makes a big scene. He literally calls all the seagulls in the city to him in the dead of night.
Yeah, they're like squawking and surrounding me.
Mine, 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 mine.
Basically.
At this point, Britta hands him the fragment of the sword. He says, I will be back in 2 hours. Germanicus is going to leave unless one of the Romans would like to interject, ask any questions. If not, he goes to go do that. And Britta is, I believe she actually takes some time to go into the bathhouse you had just emerged from and attempts to... I don't recall if she was successful. So, if none of the Romans want to say anything to Germanicus, you have 2 hours. What are you going to do?
I don't think Gaius would follow him or anything, because isn't the mission really to just kind of, like, find out how he works and operates?
Oh, you can try to follow him if you want.
Nah, he won't do that.
Oh, I did ask, does anyone have, what's everyone's aspect?
-3.
And Gaius?
Oh, it didn't go through 3.
Okay, so yeah. Alright, so he disappears. And then what are the 2 Romans?
I'm gonna go find something to eat.
Yeah, I think.
Kill him, motherfucker.
Yeah, I think Gaius is gonna go.
Okay. Go ahead and make some hunting rolls for me, guys. Let's do. I guess, how are you guys?
What is our current? What is it? What is the layout currently? Or like, where are we? We in town?
You had just emerged from the the northeastern, no, I'm sorry, northwestern bathhouse. So I believe you are adjacent to the entertainment district and the military district, or the barracks. We can pull up our map again here.
Oh wait, I know what I'm gonna do. You said there's birds around us, right?
There are birds around Callum. Callum goes down to the dock area and calls all of these birds. So if you want to accompany him, you may.
Sure. We need a. I'm pretty sure he only needs 1 bird out of the 800 he summoned.
Yeah, he ends up just doing this to 1 bird. He summons a horde of birds with 5 successes. People are looking. What few observers there are still in the market at this time, milling about. Some people are drunk. Some people are, just don't have shelter. But they are kind of staring and gathering around at this crowd of birds and the crazed native who seems to be talking. Do you do anything?
I want to say no, but then again, I am like really low.
Oh yeah, let's make a self-control roll.
Same difficulty.
Hang on, let me actually look up the actual difficulty.
You are gonna love this picture. It is so bad.
God, where the hell is Frenzy under that? I hate this book. Let's just go with 7 again.
Wow.
Okay. You are able to choose your targets wisely. So do you do anything, or do you just allow this to take place?
Can I? Would you allow me to get one of the fishing nets and cast it over the birds?
Make a perception alertness. Do you have your heightened senses?
I did not say I did, so I would presume no.
Well, you can activate it if you are going for a gnat.
Okay, so I guess I'll just use my my first dot, which is not gonna give me any problems.
Okay, so you're using your enhanced senses. That gives you a -3. And go ahead and roll perception alertness. It's going to be a DC 5.
Okay. Now here's the question. Do I add the Auspex rating to the roll?
No, you don't add the Auspex to the roll. I'm subtracting your Auspex rating from the difficulty.
Yeah, okay. Makes sense.
It's actually a lot better than adding dice.
Hey, what did the outside of this bathhouse look like?
I guess it would have been a building made with, they had stucco back then, so it would have been like a stucco building, I guess, maybe with, probably a wooden so wooden slats.
Are there any, like, are there any symbols that I can replicate?
On the bathhouse?
Yeah.
I mean, there's not necessarily a symbol on it, at least not one that I would think of, but, I mean, you could use hot stones, you could use a spring of... You could indicate its direction.
Well, okay, so I'm trying to find some way to describe the bathhouse with pictures as someone who is basing this off of a description that you have given me. So, like, it's kind of hard to draw that.
Yeah, that's
I'm
true.
not seeing a bathhouse. You're describing to me how it looks. You know?
It is a wooden flat building, so it's basically made with wooden boards. The interior is made of stucco, and then it's got a number of essentially pools. In those pits, they have a number of heated stones they would put into there, and it's filled with pools of water. Outside the bathhouse, there is sort of like a bunch of rubble next to the building that the building has been constructed on top of, and it looks to be the remains of a quarry, and that's where you emerge from with Mithras, and that's where Mithras is. It's underneath of all that.
Okay. I'm going to try and, like, replicate the quarried rubble.
Okay, I mean, if you want to, we can try and do an expression.
Yeah, I can try that.
Okay, let's do, I guess a wit expression. And let's just do a DC 6.
That's a failure.
Okay, so the bathhouse will be interpreted however I interpret.
No, I'm doing the quarried rubble outside the bathhouse.
Okay, my point is that if you had had some successes, I would have just said, no matter what you draw, I will understand this symbol to mean what you're saying. Now I'm just going to interpret it as is. So whatever you draw, whatever I think that is, that's what I'll... Okay, regarding the fishing nets, yes, you are able to spot one that is hanging from a boat that is moored to the harbor, and you can grab that and fling it over some birds.
That's what I'm going to do.
Okay. You fling it over some birds. I guess make a...
Dex survival.
Yeah, do a dex survival. There is a huge crowd of them, so it'll be a 4.
I think I caught me a bird.
You did, but that formula's weird. Hang on. It says you have 3 successes, but you
I don't. I only got one.
Okay. With 1 success, yes, you were able to snare 2 birds. The rest of them kind of flock away, and they just kind of like dip and dodge out of the way almost. They're still paying rapt attention to this other individual.
If you include F1 at the end, then it'll automatically subtract the ones from your successes.
Can I try to get some more?
So if you put F1 after the 4 there, it would have worked.
Can I try to catch?
You can try again, and you will free the 2 that you caught though, and you will be at a higher DC.
That's fine. I mean, it's a
Okay.
four. It's a 4.
Okay, well now it's a 6.
Okay.
Okay, my amazing artwork is posted in roleplay.
Woo!
I think Banksy would buy that, bro.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
It is a true.
What is that man doing to that panther?
Panther? Come on, it's a bull. That's why it has the weird tail.
I
He's
thought.
stabbing it. That's the imagery of Mithras that you described before, where he's on the bull and he's killing it.
It does.
I am aware of the bull.
You even
Where's the
posted
horse?
picture.
That's a small bowl.
That looks like a calf.
To be honest, that looks like bestiality to me.
Look, scroll up a bit and look at the picture. He's bigger than the bull in the picture.
Yeah, I mean, this may be terrible art, but, you know, all things considered, most art was terrible.
It's a like.
Perspective, what's that?
Huh?
I said, perspective, what's that?
Yeah. I mean, I did the best I could, and that's probably about as good as Callum could do anyway.
To be fair, it does kind of look like a caveman drew it. So
There's gold in them there hills.
Okay, sorry, give me 1 second here, guys.
Yeah. The great thing about animalism is that it lets you communicate with animals, like, perfectly, and you can understand them, but, like, it doesn't make them any smarter. So, I get where you're coming from with, like, it being able to only relay so much information. But I'm doing what I can. I'm working with what I got. There's a bunch of seagulls. That's what I called.
some birds can remember faces. I don't know if seagulls can, but I know like ravens, pigeons, and all that kind of stuff. Even chickens.
Okay, Brenda's hopping on. Let's see, you made another roll. Okay, you can have 6 birds.
Is there a?
What are you doing with my birds, man?
Is
Oh,
there?
actually, no, that'd be 8 birds if you have 2 successes.
I do 2 successes.
10 is 2.
I got a 10, an 8, and a 7.
Right, so 4 successes times 2 is 8.
Okay. I misunderstood you. Is there a sack close by?
I mean, not necessarily a sack nearby, but there's like a tarp certainly over one of the boats that you can just grab it.
Is there a
Travel
like?
4 ends is back.
Is there a barrel with a lid close by?
If they had barrels back then sure.
Okay.
They definitely had, like, containers. They mostly had, like, pottery rather
No, watch this. Watch this. I'm gonna imagine this. I'm gonna go find one of these little things, and there's gonna be like a whole boatload of fish in them, and I'm gonna be like, what have
are
I
you trying
done?
to do?
I'm trying. I'm gonna break the bird's necks, and I'm gonna throw them in the thing, and I'm gonna eat them when people are not looking.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Okay.
I wish I need to get telepathy. I need to tell Gaius to chase these people off.
Why don't you just stalk after a person and eat them?
Because technically I'm a 7 humanity, and that's not something he would do.
I didn't say kill them.
I mean, at
And
7,
here's
it's
the
a
thing.
theft. That's actually still.
Here's the thing. You are going to have to physically overpower people to feed from them. That's your weakness.
I don't like the way that sounds.
Yeah, you pretty much you have to beat people to feed from them. That's like it sounds bad, but that's because it is. It's your curse.
Hmm.
You are not the only immortal still clinging to his humanity, gentlemen.
What? That's
I
good.
think this is noble.
Who?
I said, I think this is noble.
Was that you saying that in character or out of character?
Oh no, out of character. There's no NPC there to say.
Okay, okay. Alright. Alright, so snap bird necks, throw them in the barrel or vase, and I try to catch more birds if I can.
Do you have celerity of any kind?
I do not.
Okay, then you're gonna have your hands full, so to speak, trying to snap all of these necks.
I'm just doing this one at a time. I'm just like
Right. The thing is that as you're snapping, it's their compatriots' necks. They're getting more and more alarmed under the net. So you're gonna need to take a little bit of time to snap their necks, and it takes you a minute or two to just
okay.
snap all their necks.
Oh, come here, pretty bird, pretty bird, pretty.
All right. So at the time that Callum has completed his message with the birds, you have gotten 8 of them. I don't like. Do they leave after you're done talking to them? What?
They're birds, man. They do whatever the fuck they want. I call them to me, and they're more inclined to listen to what I have to say and what I want to it makes them more favorable to me. But that's literally all the power does. They come to me and they're favorable to me.
Okay, then they're going to flee because someone has been snapping bird necks around.
Yeah, they start flying away.
Yes, they fly away, and the entire place is just covered in bird shit.
Sounds about right.
Okay, so this only took, I think it was maybe 20 minutes, the whole thing, just to even get to the docks, call them, and send this message off. So, you've still got an hour and a half free. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna sneak around the
Probably head
corner.
around the corner and eat them?
Yeah. Just creep away like a weirdo.
Alright, just make a dex stealth for me. Just a difficulty of 4.
Come on, gorilla training. Dex stealth. I cannot type tonight. Damn.
Okay, yeah, you can steal off and eat all your bird necks. How much blood do these things have? Just looking at it. Alright, I don't have the table in front of me, so I'm gonna go with 3 blood a pop.
3 blood each?
Nah, you're right, let's go with 2. You're not gonna have a whole lot, they're pretty blood.
You shouldn't have said anything.
I'm honest. I'm an honest gamer. Okay, so 8 times 2 is 16. Bloop.
Put you back on the board at least.
Hey, some vampires can't even hold that much. Actually, a lot of vampires can't hold that much.
So, I have a question.
Oh.
After being, like, kind of like drained, I'm gonna guess, like, I'll take this I'll drop maybe sneak around and drop these off. Put them back in the base, and then just kind of like drop the vase off by wherever people do the cookout.
There's plenty of pits around that you could just drop the thing next to it.
And I figure some would be like, oh look, somebody dig through the thing, find a dehydrated bird, and be like, I'll cook this.
Sure. Gaius was also hunting. How are you hunting?
I think he would probably turn on obfuscate, and he's gonna look probably for like the largest guy he can find, probably in the back.
Oh, looks like birds have half a blood each. I found the table, so just consider these birds abnormally.
Big old fat juicy chicken.
I'll know for next time. They get half a blood each.
So do you want me to
Okay.
correct it or
And then
leave it as
Gaius-
it?
No, it's fine. I already corrected it twice now. Guys, you said you were sneaking up on people, just looking for a Roman.
A particularly large Roman soldier, one that looks like he's strong.
Okay. You can do either a perception alertness or a, let's say, it's empathy.
Well, I actually have some empathy, so I'm gonna go with that one.
Okay, this will be more about how he swaggers or carries himself, but go ahead. Do a wit empathy for me. Difficulty of Did you roll on the wrong channel?
One success.
You find I don't know, he's not necessarily a larger than average legionnaire, but he's definitely got a swagger to him. He seems more confident.
See, guys would try to kind of come up like he would find him and try to wait until is he like a
It's late at night, so he's not alone when he's at his post, but he's on a patrol, so he does patrol up and down one of the streets there. And there are several points at which he can be alone and near shadow.
So he would follow him until he's probably alone and near a shadow, and then try to pounce off behind him and grab him. I'm gonna spend 2 blood points to add to mine.
Okay. You don't need to roll for sneaking up on him because you have obfuscate. I assume you're using that.
Yeah.
Okay. And you're also going to use obfuscate 1 to muffle the sound of any struggle.
Correct.
Okay. ahead and Andrew, what were the rules for sneak attack again?
You roll the stealth versus their like perception. Like they get an alertness roll, and then every success he gets over that is like a bonus to his attack roll. And if he doesn't beat him in successes, then he doesn't get the bonus. And if the other person, like, they might not, and if he fails completely, the other person gets more, then they're not caught by surprise and they might get a defensive action.
How does Obfuscate play into that?
He rolls, and, because remember, Obfuscate will break from him taking an action against him. So he still has to roll it. He still has to roll like that he's attacking this guy. And that person at the last instant will notice them. It's just, it's probably, they're not going to get a reactive action, most likely.
Okay, so I guess roll it. You said it was a wit stealth versus a perceptional.
I don't know. I mean, I think it might be wit stealth. I think it depends on the situation. Like, you determine if he needs to use dexterity or wits. It's based on what he's doing.
Let's go with wits so that you can find the optimum time to seize upon him.
Okay, so just roll straight wits right now?
No, wit stealth.
Okay.
And actually, since he's using obfuscate, you can sub in awareness instead of alertness for that person. This is a supernatural power.
Oh, well, that's awesome. He's not going to have them. And yes. Alright, so no bonus. Just go ahead and make a straight attack against them. It'll be a dex. Oh, no, wait. Grappling is strength. It's strength roll.
Yeah, when you're grabbing somebody, it's strength roll.
Okay, and that was, how many strengths do I get for spending 2 blood points?
It's 1-for-1 on blood buff.
I'm gonna leave this drawing out and see if I get any comments from the staff here at the hotel.
So that's 3 successes? 4. I got 1-1, so it cancels out one of them.
You have 5 successes there because it's difficulty 6 to just grab somebody. Is he flanking him?
I came up from behind him.
I mean, yeah, I would guess so. I don't know what the definition exactly is of flanking. Do you need to have another person to be considered flanking?
No. Flanking and rear attacks so a rear attack gives you 2 bonus dice if you're attacking someone directly from behind. A flanking attack is like whenever you are coming at them from like the side or something, and they're not like looking right at you when you're in like their peripheral. So like that gives 1 bonus dice. So a rear attack is 2 bonus dice to your action. So he could actually roll 2 more.
Yeah, go ahead and roll another 2 if you're going to attack him from behind.
I still got those other ones.
Is there a resisted roll or anything like that, or does he just get grabbed? Let's see.
Well, was he caught by surprise?
He was not caught by surprise, no.
Well then, yeah, you should give him a resisted roll.
Also strength roll? Hang on, let me pull the friggin' table on.
Yeah, it's strength roll.
Okay, so what we have altogether for guys?
It's 5.
Okay. So, with 5, you were able to seize a hold of him, even though he is quite strong, as you. He nearly breaks free of your grasp, but you're able to maintain it. He opens his mouth and starts to yell, but it's ineffectual. Nothing is heard outside it. He's sounding the alarm. He's calling for help. Basically, he calls out a name, Lucius. Lucia. So next turn, go ahead and bite him, and he'll try to stop. Or I guess it's initiatives here, and that's so. Yeah, I guess. What's your initiative? Just roll a d10 and add your what is it? Dex wits? Is that what?
Yeah. I was partially wrong. A hold is not difficulty 6. It's +1 to the difficulty, so it's 7.
Yeah. Oh well. What page is that on? I need that up.
346, 347.
So 13.
Okay, so he's actually going to get a chance to try and resist you.
So what do I roll to bite down?
Well, he gets to go and like try and break out of your grab now because his initiative was there.
Okay, so we just match. We match strength and brawl again.
No, he successfully grabbed him, right?
Yeah, he's trying.
So that guy has to beat his number of successes.
Oh, you don't get to roll again?
No, he already rolled this, right?
The text says to escape a clinch instead of causing damage, roll a resisted strength plus brawl. So I'm guessing it is a new roll every time.
I was looking at hold, but yeah, it's the same.
Okay, so go ahead and roll another strength brawl for him.
Yeah.
Okay, you hold on to him. On your turn, I'm assuming you. Yes, right?
Yeah.
Okay, he's in the kiss and he's powerless. How much blood do you?
I'm gonna go and try to take it down until he goes unconscious, and then I'll let go.
Oh,
Unconsciousness, I would guess, would be post-injured. Well, true unconsciousness is if you take all 7 from him. Yeah, like if you're making him unconscious from blood loss, he's probably gonna. Yeah, there aren't really any rules for like passing out from blood loss without it being a severe injury. I mean, because he's going to be in the kiss regardless is the thing. So,
Alright, fair enough. He'll drain him down to the point just before he'll die, or just kind of. He doesn't want to kill him. Is basically what it is.
what's Gaius' medicine?
His what?
Medicine.
0.
You're not really sure how much blood is in a person.
Is there a way he can tell, like, if he starts getting, like, weak? Like, physically?
He's physically weak regardless because of the kiss.
Alright, well, he's just gonna use his best judgment and try to get to 6 points instead of 7.
6 points, okay? Okay, you take 6 points of blood and you leave him kind of against the wall, I guess, and he slumps down.
The guys turns back on obfuscate and slinks away.
Okay, done deal. Back over at the third crew, are you guys doing anything else with your time?
No, I'm just waiting. I just needed to do that.
Okay, at this point it should be noted to the two Romans involved that Callum had already committed himself at this point to following Germanicus, or rather helping him up north and acting as a guide. So the assumption here is that at least Callum is going to be leaving. Britta joins him for the previous thing. I assume the two Romans are going to go as well. So if so, you would want to make preparations. If not, you'd still probably want to make preparations, at least with the two Celts.
When everyone returns, like whenever we're all like back together, I'm gonna tell them that I sent a message back to Woden, because we came here with that specific mission. We accomplished it. So I'm telling, like, hey, this is what I told him, and he knows. And now I'm gonna go with this guy because she has a mission, and we can probably accomplish her mission by following him. Plus, I think he might find information on this guy, like more information we get, more valuable. And I kind of like the dude.
Well, considering my mission is to be the interpreter and, I guess, ambassador for you guys, that's all just fun.
We're off to see the werewolves. The wonderful werewolves of Big Land.
Yanish going to accompany?
Yes.
Okay, you may want to make any preparation.
I
We
got
gonna get cut up.
I got my sword.
Germanicus last time actually did make mention of the fact that, do you have any means of surviving the day in the...
You guys should get the spade or something.
I'll get like a blanket or quilt or
I don't know if that's gonna be enough, man.
to block out the sun.
No, they're usually pretty thin.
This is old days, man. They didn't have those nice quilts we got today. But... Oh, they might have had like animal skins. Animal skin blankets might work.
Like the one you're
Yeah, I mean,
carrying.
I do have that like cloak made of the werewolf skin or
Have
whatever.
the nightmare hide, yes.
Yeah, that thing. So like, there's that, but I'm the only one who has the ability currently to meld into the earth, and it's a simple thing to stop like an hour or so beforehand, dig yourself a temporary grave. Like, there you go. That's my suggestion. Do what you want, though. If you want to burn up in the sunlight.
Wait, I know. I'll carry a box that I can scrunch myself in when the sun comes up.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Wait,
No. Here's the thing.
That's gonna be a really big box. How are you gonna carry that around?
Or like a barrel.
You're gonna go to, like, they don't bury their dead, do they? I thought they burn them.
Romans burned their dead until Christianity.
Yeah, and so do the British. They burn their dead. All the natives of the area like burn their dead.
If they find you out, that's probably not a good thing.
Yeah, so they well, I'm just saying they have. What I'm getting at is that they don't have undertakers who make coffins. So like, getting a coffin or whatever isn't a thing you can do easily. You have to make one. And
Well,
I don't know if you've
are
got
there
no
any-
crap.
Would there be any other Hebrews with the Romans? Because the Hebrews buried their dead.
This far north, I don't know. I'm gonna go with no, and if there are, then they're closet.
So I'm just saying, the best bet might be just to dig yourself a hole every day until you can learn you some protein.
Now let me ask this question: to dig an
Y'all gonna need protein.
to dig an appropriate hole in the ground, how long would that take?
For a normal person, I mean, how long does it take to dig a grave, really? Like 30 minutes? It's just to bury yourself with dirt, not the whole 6 feet.
Yeah,
Like
you
30
only
minutes.
need to. You don't
Higher,
need to be
Bob.
like.
I mean, it's just a normal human, but with vampire strength, it should be pretty quick. Yeah.
It's not like you're gonna get tired, and you don't need like a super deep hole. That's why I said like we stop an hour beforehand, dig a couple of shallow graves, not super shallow, but shallow enough that like, yeah, there you go. It's easy.
I guess someone's gonna have to. I'll do that, and someone's gonna have to tuck me in later. All right, I'll go.
Cover me.
I'll go grab a shovel and from the.
Well, what I was thinking was we could kind of dig our own holes. We lay down in them, and then we have the guy who can earth melt cover us, and then put the giant nightmare pelt over us to help protect any holes that still exist. And then he earth melts, and he has perfect protection.
Okay.
Look at you guys cooperating.
Logistics, it's easy. We can figure this out.
Okay.
Look, I'm just saying, this is going to be an issue for you guys for like centuries. So you're going to have to establish, whenever you travel, you're going to have to establish some kind of routine. You know, you're going to either need to learn protein, or you're going to have to find some way to keep yourself safe.
If you're just wanting to steal a shovel, they have latrines and restroom pits essentially in the middle of town. I think I had them marked somewhere on the map. There are plenty of shovels left unattended in that area as the workers have gone.
Sure. Doo-doo shovels.
Okay, how many are you taking?
One for me and one for me.
And one for me.
Oh,
And
you grab one.
Germanicus already got me the full kit, right? Didn't he get me like a whole kit?
What kit did he get you? I forget.
I said like, well, couldn't I just get like a soldier's bunk set? He was like, well, I mean, you can't just take those. They don't just leave them out. And I'm like, well, yeah, but you can go in the barracks and get me one. He was like, yeah, all right, fine. That's how I recall it going anyway.
Okay, then yeah, I kind of remember this. Then yeah, he's got you a field pack which has got a bedroll, tent that you can. I mean, this tent is not going to be sufficient to block out the light probably, but you know it is a tent.
There's your cover.
It's got a trench shovel.
The tent will also be useful for misdirection.
So 2 hours later, he does reappear in the same location and presents Britta with a.
Thank you. That's not what I said the first time. It was a lot more eloquent, but I'm tired this time.
All of this was a lot more eloquent the first time.
It was a summary. Are we moving on to the traveling now, or are we setting out another time? Like, we've got plenty of time tonight, right?
He wanted to set out immediately. It is past midnight. You've got probably another 5 or 6 hours.
I am totally fine with just leaving now. I don't really like this place that much. Anyway. Also, I'm still kind of worried about that.
Right? Roman. Hey. Britain high five. Woo!
I'm still kind of worried about that murder. It's still kind of weighing on me. You know, like I'm feeling like I have to eat people, and it's like in my stomach. I can feel like her flesh. Like I need to vomit this shit up. But I've been holding on to it because I don't want to just like do that in front of people or anything. You know what I mean?
One thing of note, we didn't end up getting back to it because Britta was AFK when we were on that part of the conversation, but she did inquire as to the sword caliber, so I did just want to recount to people what Germanicus would have said about that. He stated that he found my lady within the cradle of the crone in a deep lake beneath the earth. The pool's energy was being harvested by the crone, desecrating the land and empowering her hordes. And the crone had the best of him, but for the lady's unexpected aid, she reached out with a hand of light and delivered a sacred shard unto him.
Basically, Excalibur.
Not basically. It is.
Yeah. Pretty dope.
Which is dope as hell. I mean, like, from an out-of-character perspective, you know, oh, that's cool. But, like, you know, to Callum, it's like, what? Like, there's all kinds of weird, crazy stuff going on.
My character understands swords are important. I can understand this and support this.
It should be noted that when he talks about it, he kind of looks through all of you. He has like this 1,000-yard stare. He gets really weird when he talks.
Yeah,
And so,
dude, it's a sword. Swords are awesome. I get it.
Yes, but not only do you think it's weird, Callum, you also think he might be a little off kilter. Though in a very cool way, because again, you're,
Yeah, he's my bro. I like him. He's cool. He's totally awesome. I'm overwhelmed with how great he is.
That twitch in your eye makes you look so cool. Alright, so other than that, he's ready to depart. You're all ready to depart as well?
Unless our Roman legionnaire friends have anything to do here. Besides, feeding.
No, Gaius is fed. He's not full, but it'll suffice.
Okay, so you all head out from the, let's say the eastern gate. The two Celts are a little gun shy of the western gate because that leads into the Hint.
Yeah.
So you leave through the eastern gate, and
Are there, hold on, before we leave, are there guards at the gate?
there are indeed.
Okay, and they just, like, let us through the gate to leave?
No, they're not going to open the gates for you necessarily.
Well, I mean, they might, but I'm just wondering, because I imagine that they don't just let us just, like, walk out, no problem. So I was thinking that maybe, like, Germanicus was going to, like, do something. And I want to see what he's doing.
Okay. Well, what he's going to do is he's going to walk up to these two soldiers from behind And then, sure enough, they just kind of turn, salute, and open the gate.
He's flexing rank. Okay.
Maybe. I mean, he's
Look,
essentially dead. He doesn't have a rank.
Well, I mean, they don't know who he is, so like he could like have some kind of like double identity here. Yeah, I don't know.
That's true. He could.
I was hoping to see Dominate so that I had an in-character justification for trying to learn Dominate when I get a chance.
You have one. Mithras used it. Woden used it. And, like, everyone's dumb.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you have to consume, like, don't you have to, like, you have to have blood from someone who has the discipline if you're not, if it's not in clan. And so I've definitely consumed that. Like, I have blood from multiple different, like, Woden had it, you know, this guy has it.
Wait. Since when is that a rule? You have to have consumed blood from someone that has the...
In, like, V20 is a thing. In Dark Ages V20, they don't outright state it. They just say, like, that's what some elders tell people. So, like, if you want to make that a rule, you can.
No, I don't think that that's necessary. I think that basically every vampire has the potential to develop whatever discipline. It's about the curse and the nature of blood. The difference being that they're just more suited towards some, and they have the ability to develop them spontaneously. With other tricks, you do require instruction. A certain way of thinking or tapping into a muscle you didn't know you have. But I don't see any reason to overcomplicate things with, you need to have some blood from some guy who's dominated. Let's not do it.
Okay, that's fair. It's just a thing that I see Callum making use of is learning Dominate eventually, because it's kind of up his alley on how he operates. Not, hey, love me, but more like, just do what I say, bitch.
Well, then you've seen it used multiple times, and you would just need an instructor.
Okay.
And I believe Gaius has it, does he? Oh, no, you have Demontate, that's right.
Yeah, dude, crazy.
Make people giggle.
Don't act like Malkavians don't have Dominate.
Oh, they can learn it, I guess.
Some of them do have it instead of Demontation.
So the gates open, and he strolls through. Anybody saying anything, or you just...
No, not speaking up.
Gaius would be... Oh, go ahead.
I have my hand on my blade, but I'm silent as I pass through the gates.
The two Roman guards kind of eye you wearily as they kind of step back from you, having your hand on your sword hilt. Their hands also fall to their hilts.
Take a haughty look at them. Like, I kind of look at them like, see what you're doing, and I don't like it. And I just keep walking out.
They cast you some dirty looks, but do nothing. So, as you pass through the rolling plains of South Britannia, the plains give way toward tall oaks of the... Along the way, Germanicus will ask you, Callum, tell me, do you have family in the north?
Yes, I do. Did we settle on a family name?
No, I'll leave it up to you.
I don't even know what a Pictish family name would be.
I don't think anyone does.
My character's last name is Karv, K-A-R-V, same name as her blade, which has been passed down the family line, so I did some research on that one. I know a lot of them are monosyllabic and based on trade or a sacred relic in the family.
But there are pretty few things we know about their language, so if you want to try and make it similar to that, you can. If you want to get real fantasy with it. Go. You know, no health and unpronounceable shit.
They were like organized by clans, and so like it would be like clan name. So like everyone within that clan would be like known as that, but they all had like so like it's not family name in the sense of like, oh, you have a last name. It's like this clan, this clan, this clan, and then like all the individuals of that clan, you know. So I'm Callum of X clan.
Well, you say, yes, I have a family. And then he looks at you expectantly.
I'm looking at some names. Can I just say like I tell him the name, but I'll decide on it later.
You give name, and then he asks, how big is your...
My family is rather large.
Good. A man should have a large family, a community to thrive in.
Yes, my father was the leader.
Oh, was he? And then were you to succeed him?
That is not how leaders are chosen.
Oh, how are they chosen then?
By I don't know how to describe this. It's not a vote. It's not like a democratic thing. They did like they would like whoever has the most favor. You know what I mean? I don't know how to describe that in character. Like you know, the clan like chooses, but it's not like a voting process or anything.
That sounds very similar to the Howler.
To the what? What did you say?
To the Howlers. You're talking about favor, which is essentially honor, so I'm just kind of relate it back to the werewolf.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Do you have a wife?
I do. I have sisters. I have a wife. I have children.
You did. Unless you intend to return to them.
At that, Callan kind of gets a bit solemn, and he looks down at his hands. Like, I don't say anything, but like internally, he's like picturing, he's having that like a little flashback of when he like murdered that woman, you know? And because remember, I
Dad.
like I felt bad about that. I still do. So like he's just seeing like the like literal like blood on his hands kind of thing, you know? Like he's flashing back to that. And he doesn't say anything for a long time, but he would eventually like. Yeah, I suppose you're right.
You'll outlive them now, you know.
Immortality.
You'll live long enough to watch them die. At this, he again takes on kind of a solemn face and looks into the distance. And then his face is creased with alarm. His eyes go wide. He looks up and he points up towards the tree line.
My protean glowing red eye vision is on, so I can see in the night.
Above the tall oaks of the tree line, you spy smoke rising high into the sky. Germanicus cocks his head. Fire. I can hear the wailing of the buck. We need to help. minds. Germanicus runs headlong towards the tree line, and seconds later his form begins to compress, contort, and almost liquefy as he shifts into an enormous golden eagle and flies overhead.
Oh, this dude's so cool! That's what Callum is thinking right now.
What are you all doing?
I immediately, while I'm running, start summoning a spirit to make me even better at my weapon. Whatever spirit is within my weapon, I awaken it to give myself +4 with that sword.
So you're going into this?
Yeah, I said I'd help him.
Roll a courage roll. He said the word you don't want to hear. Fire. Do a DC of 5. You're not really thrilled about this idea, but you steel yourself and you head towards the tree line. You're summoning a spirit, you said?
Yeah, I think its spirit is to get good at anything. It's +4.
No, that's spirit is 1, is the one where you make yourself good with an.
Well, that's what I'm doing. I'm awakening the spirit within Carve and making myself get good at it, which is +4 bonus dice the next time I use it, right?
I'll pull it up real quick. What's everyone else gonna do?
Gaius is going to just keep a normal walking pace. He's going to walk towards the fire.
Okay. You're moving noticeably slower than the other two, so you go ahead and you just walk at a leisurely pace towards the tree. You don't actually see any fire at this point. It's just smoke and the implication.
So after he had like taken off and started transforming, like as soon as he like started taking off, Callum would have like looked at the other guys, you know, to try and get like an idea of what they were intending to do. Seeing Britta like draw her blade, and you know, he'd kind of shrug and like go along after seeing that, like, okay, I guess we're gonna go find out what's happening over here. Ollie, your power gives you bonus dice based on the successes you roll when you use it.
Oh, okay. For some reason I had written down that it was +4 each time. I must have misunderstood. Let me know what I gotta roll.
Manipulation, occult, difficulty 6. And spend a blood point.
I already spent the blood point, and oh, I actually don't succeed. Oh, that's so disappointing. The dice hate me today.
You try to call out the spirit of Carve, but unfortunately, maybe it's a Roman handiwork. The spirit seems to be gone from the blade, for now.
It says you can reuse it over and over and over. You just gotta spend the blood.
Well, and the time. So I'm trying to let other people take their turn, and then I'll do something else.
Okay, anybody else doing anything? I guess, what's your name?
You there, Marco?
Taking a powder.
What?
Taking a powder, that's when someone has gone to the restroom or has been otherwise taking a quick.
I have never heard that.
I think it's like an old-timey idiom, probably from like the 60s or so.
I guess that makes sense though, because like a powder room was a reference to like the ladies' room. So Callum is, I guess he breaks into a jog, but Gaius is just walking along, right?
Gaius is just strolling towards the fire casually.
Yeah, so I would have like shrugged at him, like, you know, and just like went off after him. So giving him a look right before I go, like, not like I'm super invested in this, but I want to see what's going on.
Okay, I'm going to say Yanish is going to accompany Gaius at a leisurely pace. Gaius moves leisurely, but Yanish has always been a little bit slower than the rest of the pack, so he's jogging ahead. He's just not very.
What was the difficulty on that courage roll?
There's a 5. And that's just if you're going to charge in the way Brit is doing, or Germanicus is.
Well, I'm jogging towards it.
Okay, roll it. Okay. Well,
I didn't
You're
watch.
yeah, you're not terrified. You're not going to flee from this, but when you approach the fire, you're going to have some second thoughts and need to make another roll.
Okay.
All right. So you all jog for a few minutes into the trees until you reach the still flaming remains of a small native. Britta steps over the half-charred body of a small girl, her face contorted mid-scream. Her upper body is pale and desiccated, save for dried blood around an enormous puncture wound in her torso, while the bottom half is already yielded to the flickering flame. More exsanguinated bodies are visible, strewn throughout the town, some having made desperate attempts to flee their assailants, indicated by hurried footprints in the mud.
Vampires and fire.
Make some perception checks for me. Perception alertness. Difficulty is going to be 9 for anybody that doesn't have some sort of see in the dark.
Is this everybody or just Britta and Cal?
You're kind of lagging behind, so for you, I'll say you can make this check in a.
Alright. So for me, it's not 9. What is it?
For you, it's just going to be a basic. Let's go 6.
3.
Okay, so Britta's eyes are just drawn to the flames, and she's having second thoughts herself. You see, looking further ahead, combat has been joined by a number of Roman legionaries in what can best be described as a man-sized, horrific red worm, rearing up like a snake poised to strike, with a face that looks like it was once a man, before whatever befell it. 2 withered arms hang useless on either side of the creature, and a 3-foot-long jointed appendage has extended from the creature's mouth and lodged in the chest of a legionnaire, having pierced clean through his heavy mail and shield. The man's skin pales the color of moonlight, and in seconds he is exsanguinated, with desiccated flesh shriveling against them.
Okay, first of all,
Further down, go ahead. You see that there are 6 other Romans, presumably having met similar fate. Go ahead.
fuck you, Matt.
You know what this is?
I know exactly what this is. That's okay. But I'm gonna have to make that other courage roll because like there's fire
And this thing.
yeah, this fucking thing, whatever this giant worm is.
Alright, so to leap across this line of fire that has spread through the village and into all of this, you're going to need to roll 7, DC 7. Go with that.
Okay, here we go. Got 3 successes that time.
Alright, seeing something inhuman before you, rather than shirk away, you feel invigorated. Something you can claw at without any guilt gnawing at you.
Oh yeah, that's actually a good point. that drive the beast to murder, kill, to consume, is going to be coming out. So I'm going to spend a point of blood on manifesting my protean claws on my hands and feet.
Okay. At this point, guys, do you have your enhanced senses out?
Nah, he wouldn't have been thinking about it. So.
Okay, lucky you. As you draw closer to this, it smells awful, Callum. Awful.
Where's Germanicus and Yunish? Was he coming along with us, Martin?
Yunish is coming along with, I'm going to say he's coming along with Gaius because we haven't heard from Yunish, so.
I assumed he was back sound, isn't it?
No, it sounds like he's just got his mic active. speakers, and then he doesn't have push to talk on. I'm guessing he fell asleep, maybe? I don't know. Nish, last chance. Okay, so anyways, you go ahead and extend your claws. Anybody else want to do anything?
I mean, my intent is to join battle. I have potence. I'll be bloodbuffing.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I'm on blood buff, but otherwise,
Okay. Fire! Kill it with fire! Cries a Roman as he grabs a lit torch from the hands of a dead Breton sentry. This man is alone in his courage, however, because what little defensive line remained breaks, and once brave soldiers now run screaming, none of them begging for Jupiter's mercy. Germanicus charges in, diving nimbly through the paths of panic Romans, and the licking flames. The eagle melts into itself as it descends, and through the smoke, see Germanicus again standing on two legs. That's initiative.
I take note of his bravery.
My blood buffing, that plays into this thing.
I'm sorry, you were cutting out there. What's up?
I blood buff, right? So, I get that, correct? Or does that happen?
You may spend one additional turn worth of blood before we engage in initiative. So you sprouted your claws, and then you may do whatever 6 points worth of blood buff.
Fuck you, RNGesus. Seriously.
Nish isn't here to call blasphemy.
I mean, look at these rolls, man. I just been plagued by ones all night. This is so lame.
Well, I have a +8. So 15. What about Gaius? Is he rolling yet, or is he like waiting to until? Are you waiting to have him roll until he comes in later?
Gaius can roll when he comes in at the end of this turn. I'll let him go ahead and roll his initiative.
All right. Well, let me know when I can claw things up.
Specialize in celerity.
Dexterity, has celerity.
Whatever. Hacks. Cheaters.
Think about it, Holly. Think about it. You could have like 7 dexterity, 7 celerity. That's that alone. But you know, it's also adding wits, so he probably has a lot less than that, but still has a decent rating. You know.
Yeah, I didn't ask how he screwed me. I asked why.
What's your initiative, Callum?
I had 15.
I'm just gonna sit back here and go last. Y'all let me know how it turns out.
I don't think we're gonna kill it in one round, whatever this thing is.
I sincerely doubt it. Okay, so what happens first pal?
No.
Well, see, you botched a humanity roll relating from when you dealt with that thing that called self.
Fake news.
Yeah, okay, well, you botched it, and so you got a derangement. And the derangement we decided was, what was it?
Oh, right. Thanophilia.
Pedophilia, right. You are in love perversely with the exact moment of death. You kind of want to watch this Roman die. To see the light leave his eyes, you're going to need to either spend a willpower or wait for him to.
You know, actually, that's not that out of character for me, even, like, before I got that demontation. But, I will spend a willpower because I'll also recognize his bravery and get closer. Although, would I have to spend a willpower if I'm just saying I'm going to get closer to that Roman and what's happening?
No, not to just get closer, but if you want to engage and help your friends and not be standing on the sidelines, you will need to spend a willpower or just wait for.
I mean, you can kill the guy and then like, or wait, no, he has to be on the verge of death, right? That was the command.
Yeah, so what I'm basically trying to do is make sure I'm not blowing a willpower when, I don't have to.
We went over this last time, actually. The instructions were kind of vague, and so it actually never specified if they were to be dead or just most.
Oh, well, okay. We can bring him like super injured. Like let him get messed up. We can keep him alive.
Yeah, I'm keeping an eye on him, but I don't think I need to break a willpower because I intend to keep a close eye on him as I approach. If something needs to be done, I'll spend a willpower, but as I see it right now, I'm not even sure what I'm doing. If he gets struck down, then my action will be to save his life.
Alright, well, Germanicus is first to move, and his fingernails elongate into fierce talons. His eyes flare red momentarily, before he shakes his head violently and retracts. Blade! I need a blade! He calls to you all.
You just had 10 of them, jackass. I toss him carve. Don't lose it.
Thank you, he says, with a sigh of relief. Let's see. This thing is going to try to pierce this Roman that's charging it with.
Where did the fire come from?
Fire? The fire is from. He picked up the torch from a Breton sentry that had fallen. There were other Bretons that had fallen all over the village. Some of them had torches. They were sentries. So when
Yeah.
he died, fire falls on.
Oh, so that's where the smoke is, and so it's spreading a little bit, and that's why things are burning. Okay, that's what I was wondering. I was like, where the fuck? How is there fire? But I get it now.
Okay, he is able to easily pierce through through the Roman's shield and his mail, and impales him again in the chest, similarly, and the man starts to pale, like. Callum, your move.
I'm gonna fuck its shit up, hopefully.
Okay, go ahead and, you already made your courage roll, so you're gonna need to jump over a line of fire.
So is that taking a multi-action?
I'm gonna say so, yeah.
Okay. I don't have celerity, so I get the difficulty increase. So
Okay.
what do I have to use? Do I have to use like Dex Athletics or something?
You can do it Dex Athletics if you want, or if you want to do Strength Athletics and use Potence in some way. It's basically you're gonna either Superman jump it, or you're gonna somersault over it. However you want to do it. I'll and it's a DC of 6. Andrew, you there?
You guys there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
I don't know what was going on there. Did Discord like have a hiccup? Or? I was just talking into the void.
I don't know. I was able to hear you the whole time.
I don't know what happened. Like, I just, in the middle of you talking, it just, like, my whole internet just, like, crashed.
Okay, yeah, I think Discord had a hiccup because everything just went dead for me here. Okay, so you can do a strength or a dex, athletics, either one's fine. Do a DC of. Oh, I guess that makes it a DC of 7 because of your DC increase.
I also have to take off the dice for my first action.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I have one success.
2. Right?
I have a one there.
Oh no, DC of 7. That's right. Okay, with one success, how are you doing? Do you want to describe it? Are you strengthening it? Are you dexing it?
I'm thinking more, like, he is, like, jumping over, like, stuff and, like, going around it, like, dexterity, not, like, shoving through it or anything.
Okay, so you see a nearby tree limb, or a nearby tree, and what you do is you jump and you kind of kick off it to get a little bit of extra air over this fire. It still licks at your boot. The fear flares up in you just momentarily. You fight it back down, though, as you land with a thud.
Alright, I'm gonna run up and claw it then. Right down the side, just...
Okay, go for it. You make your claw attack. It's a plus 2 DC and minus 2.
Yep. Two successes.
Alright, go ahead and roll damage.
Add one, right?
For claws, yeah, I think it's add 1. And then it's your strength, too, so.
Then I got a success, so...
Yeah, so add an additional 1.
So I have 3 active damage.
Okay. Actually, it's just gonna soak him.
it doesn't hurt it at all.
Yes,
Well,
he soaks it, so you do rake into him, but it doesn't seem to get through.
like my claws don't like cut into it at all.
But it's ag. I
Yeah.
thought ag got through stamina.
It does.
Or
It
the
does
other
get
one.
through stamina. But fortitude.
Yeah, I
point of
meant
blood,
fortitude. I
you-
thought he at least had to roll for fortitude if
You-
it was
you-
ag damage.
You can spend a point of blood to automatically soak damage with fortitude as long as it's not fire or sunlight.
Fire or sunlight is where she's confused.
Oh.
Fire or sunlight is what I got caught with on the other game. So yeah. But he can spend.
Oh, sorry, I misunderstood. Sorry, y'all. Thanks.
So it's got more fortitude than 3, apparently, or at least it has at least 3, whatever this thing is. And I didn't hurt it, so that's concerning. But now that I'm here, I'll probably be able to like claw it a little bit better. I had to run up on it, and that made things a little bit more difficult.
At least he's, spending blood points. I mean, that's something. Let's burn it up.
I mean, I guess the Roman's spending blood points right now. Okay, Britta, what's your action?
Okay, can you, in more detail, describe to me how close is this Roman that's about to die, this foolish mortal? Is he really close to the monster? Is he charging in, like, over the next 3 rounds? What am I kind of looking at here?
The Roman is within 3 feet because that is how long this is appended.
He ran up and got stabbed.
I didn't catch the part where you got stabbed. Sorry, I'm real tired, y'all. Okay, so then I guess I'm going to be going in, pulling him off of that kebab and pouring some blood into his mouth. So I guess this is a rescue now. So I guess Dex. I have Potence 3. I'm strength buffed up to 5, so I don't think I should have to roll anything with my 8 strength to pull his carcass away from the dragon, right?
Okay. Not a dragon, big worm. Also, you're tired, so I'll help you out just a little bit here. Most appendages are not, it's like, the first thing a prey is going to do is try to get off of that thing. So, it might be causing more damage to do that. Maybe there's some other way you could detach this thing?
Oh yeah, I guess I could just pull off its arm. I mean, that does seem more efficient. You're right.
Yeah, that would.
It's not its arms. Its arms are actually shriveled at its sides. This thing has a giant appendage coming from its mouth. It's literally the proboscis that's solid.
Oh.
Although bonier.
Yeah, it's a actual like imagine like a giant maggot like creature that's red, fucking mouth and like fucking proboscis coming out. And
Damn. I
what
wish
used
I
to
hadn't
be
shared my sword.
what used to be like a human face is where its face is, and like its arms are like falling and like hanging
Well,
down like useless.
That's good, because that means this appendage is more important to it. So when I punch it, specifically on the proboscis, it's more likely to retract because it doesn't want it to be broken. So I will charge forward to...
I want to indicate that there are 6 dead Romans around you.
Pick up one of their swords or something.
Oh. Dude, you're smart, bro. I'll pick up one of their swords and go cut that proboscis off. Let's do it, y'all. Boom.
Okay. You can pick up the sword as part of moving there. That's fine. To get there, you're going to need to do the same thing that Callum had to do. So you're going to need to leap over these flames.
That's not a problem. I got potence. I want a super jump.
Yep. Okay. Strength, athletics, and potence. Do you want to send the blood to?
You know what? That's a great idea. What with the fire and all, I'm gonna do that.
What's your potence?
I have a potence of 3, and I'm blood buff to 5 strength if that stacks the deck at all.
I mean, with the 3 successes, that's enough. But if you want to roll it for funsies, I guess you need to because you could technically botch it. You could roll all 1
And I do have a pretty good chance of that. Okay, but when I pull this off, I want to do the superhero landing and look really dope.
Okay.
It only costs 1 point of blood to turn that potence into auto successes. Which means, Bruja are actually fucking scary in a fight. Even though the rule is slightly changed from the older version.
Okay, so she has 9 successes, so what she does is she leaps high into the air like Superman, with a cloak fluttering behind her, and lands with a squat on one knee and a thud, dust settling all around.
Fuck yeah.
Okay, you move forward then, pick up the sword, and is that it then? What do you...
Is the Roman still, squirming?
Not squirming, more paling with every second, and also still technically in a...
So then, if I can, I want to swing the sword at the proboscis and make it threatening for him to keep it there.
That's a multi-action, so you're going to need to increase your DC to hit, and you're going to need to lose 2 dice off of it.
Okay. To give me an idea how high would be the DC to hit with this bladed weapon?
I think that would take it to an 8, because of a base DC.
I'll still take the swing, even if I miss, it should convey my point.
Dex melee.
Don't forget to take off 2 dice also, because it's plus difficulty and minus dice at the same time.
Still got 2.
Right, roll damage.
What's the damage on their swords? I don't have their swords at my...
I think we just went with a +1 for their sword. They're technically short swords, and... Oh, go ahead.
2?
Oh, did we go with 2? Okay, I'm fine with 2.
Do I add my strength to swords?
You absolutely do, and you may want to blood buff reflexively, having seen that Callum didn't do anything.
I already blood buffed to 5 strength, and I have 3 potence. So I
And go
have
beyond 5.
Fine, I'll blood buff to 7.
Yeah, we went with 2 because a saber was 2 dice. And a broadsword are 2 dice, because greatsword is 4. And you were like, yeah, it's like comparable to a saber.
She was calculating her strength damage.
You can spend that point of blood to turn the tokens into auto successes on damage too.
I know I can, but I'm down to 8, and that makes me uncomfortable having so little blood.
8 is little?
Yeah, I don't like being even close to frenzy range. It makes me uncomfortable. Alright, 6 points of damage. What's he do?
5. You have a 1 there.
Shit, 5. Thank you.
He absorbs it. You smash your blade down hard onto it, but it doesn't penetrate through the proboscis, and in fact, nicks them.
The fuck?
Cheaply made Roman garbage.
Blame the sword.
Hell yeah.
Well, at least we know, after this, Gaius will be arriving, Unish, hopefully too.
This is the first truly supernatural threat you're facing. Don't treat this like a Roman guy.
time is it there?
Alright, hang on.
Is it 11, right?
11:15 over here, yeah.
Huh?
11:15 over here, yes.
Yeah, it's 1 in the afternoon for me.
Lucky you. Don't
Hey,
forget
don't feel.
to add your dex and your wits are modifiers to that. So what's your dex and wits together?
No, you don't roll them. You just add them to the
So
six.
you rolled
I got 7.
7. Okay. Put you in here.
Yeah, so don't feel too bad. Holly got a 1 too.
Ones to go around.
I don't know Yanish's stats off the top of my head, so I'm just gonna go ahead and write him in here at a 1 and assume him to have base Roman stats.
My thing is my dex and wits are both 3.
He's returned.
Where the hell you been?
Fading in and out of reality.
Wake up. Come on, we're fighting a giant worm.
Yay. Sorry, it's been a long day.
Alright, no problem. Go ahead and roll your initiative for me then. It's 1d10, and then you're gonna add your dex and your wits and any celerity.
Celerity sounds awesome right now.
We all need clarity. Man, you guys are not getting good results on that initiative.
I think my guy is probably like out eating something.
I did make this offer last time to Callum. It's not going to be in character this time, but Germanicus did offer to teach anyone disciplines that he knows. Celerity is his specialty, so if you want to learn some, you'll...
Oh yeah, I forgot about that because yeah. There's a lot of powers I want to learn.
Yeah, you pledged your fealty to him, so he was willing to educate. Okay, so Germanicus will charge forward and take a slash at the proboscis himself.
Oh, a really good thing to keep in mind, Matt, if we're all closing in close range, I don't know if this thing has any kind of way to get around it, but there are penalties associated with fighting multiple enemies. It's a difficulty increase. For every enemy past 2, it's a +1 to difficulty. So if we all surround this thing, it's going to be harder for it to fight. Like, it'll be able to soak and all that stuff, but, it'll make it harder for it to, actually fight against us.
Okay, well, at this point, it's being attacked by 3 people directly, so I'm willing to give it that increase. It's +2 on its speed.
It's a +1 for every person beyond 2 people. So at 3 people,
Okay.
it's 4 people, it's +2.
Okay.
And you can also factor in the size of the thing. Like, if it's a really big creature, you might actually need more people. You might adjust that number based on, how big it is.
It's a little bit larger than man size, but I don't think large enough to where we need to consider that the whole size category.
Gotcha. It just swings things a little bit in our favor by outnumbering it like that. So y'all get over here. Chop this motherfucker up. I've got him. In character, Callum's a bit mystified at whatever the fuck this monster is, but he's ready to just rip and tear.
Looks like 3 successes. takes a quick slash with his sword, but he puts the force of his speed behind it, bringing the blade down with incredible swiftness.
Go off. No, but for real though, we probably need him using his flaring actions to just cut it up.
Right now he's trying to save this guy.
Oh, he's yeah, that's right, because dude is still, he likes Romans.
Hang on, let me look up the spell real quick. I can't remember if it's dice or autos and stuff.
If it says levels, then it's just straight damage.
I count 8. Anyone got more left?
I don't know. What's the difficulty?
Oh, it's a sword swing, it's 6. Or it's damage, it's a damage roll, 6.
Yeah, 8.
Alright, so he hacks into this appendage, and he gets all the way through it, dealing 3 points of damage. It spews blood, and the creature shrieks.
All that blood, that's not enough to cause like a frenzy unless we're like really low, right?
Unless you are really low, which I believe Yanish is? Are you?
I currently have 16, which...
Oh, you're good.
Yeah, no, that's over half. Let's get blood pool counts actually from everyone.
8.
Guys, blood count?
15. And,
I'm sorry, what was I rolling?
Blood? What is your current blood?
Um, 9.
Okay. I'm gonna say Britta and Gaius need to make self-control at a difficulty of 6.
Okay.
There is a fountain of blood spraying everywhere and pooling all of.
Yeah, I start drinking from the available water fountain, blood fountain. Thank you so much. Great, Uncle.
Just open your mouth and,
Yup.
that's so gross.
Yeah, but, it doesn't seem gross when you're this hungry. It seems. Oh, see, it's not that bad. Guys are doing it too.
Okay, Gaius and Britta are both going to drink this turn.
Drinking
You gonna
all
let
the
us run over
soul.
there?
Sorry, what?
Because he hadn't run up on it yet, had he? just got to where he can roll initiative. So does that mean he's gonna his beast takes over and he comes running, or?
That's a good point. Actually, yeah, I guess Gaius doesn't have to roll until he's actually into the thick of it. You're right, because it's the direct sight of blood around you. So only Britta's gonna drink. Gaius can still act.
Oh, haha. Well, I mean, I was gonna act, but that's kind of shot in the head right now.
No, but you do regain.
Oh, well, okay. Well, maybe that kick a little ass.
Okay. So we've got the first action done. The creature regenerates its proboscis. It just sprouts another one with alarming speed from its mouth.
Does the other one fall out, or does it like grow from the cut off part?
It is blood healing. It grows from that part in the similar method to how you regenerate your wound.
Yeah. Speaking of wounds, I'm like, we need this is not conducive to me healing.
The creature lets loose a howl. And looking up something real quick. I marked down the wrong page number, sorry. There it is. Okay. Wait to close.
Wondering how the fuck this thing even got here. Like, this is weird.
Alright, it lets loose this horrible scream, and then the dead Romans at its feet begin to rot.
Oh fuck, it makes zombies too?
They attack immediately. Two of them attempting to bite at Britta's feet.
You getting fucked up, Holly.
Should have just walked like me.
Nah, it doesn't roll that well. First one, soak, 1 point of gosh, what are zombie teeth? Are they lethal or that?
Lethal.
Human bites are bashing damage.
They're bashing damage normally?
Normally, like a normal human bite is considered bashing damage, not lethal. It doesn't turn
Okay,
into
so
lethal.
just go with bashing.
Like,
Yeah, just go with bashing damage. So soak 1 bashing.
Nope.
Okay, so I guess you take 1 point, or does it get halved and rounded down? Does it round down or up on soak?
it's rounded down.
So in that case, you take nothing.
To be fair, I am wearing boots, so, you know.
Yeah, but like you're a vampire, so like bites, it takes a lot more force. It has to get more successes to actually hurt you and threaten you.
Yeah.
And the second one can't even get through your boot.
Of course not. They're stylish leather.
Okay, Callum, your go.
Alright, I'm gonna claw the motherfucker. This time, hopefully it'll be more I'm gonna try and like maneuver to where I'm like getting like a flank attack. Is that possible?
Oh yeah, easily.
Okay.
Oh, but actually no, with the additional Romans that are now rising up, no, that's going to be difficult. You now have other... And unlike the two that attacked Britta, these ones are standing up and drawing their swords. Or picking them up.
Okay, I still want to call it because I feel like this thing is the threat. I'm less concerned with them right now.
Okay. Go ahead and claw it. You may want to like great blow, or I don't know, put some oomph into it.
Well, I was just hoping that the lack of difficulty increase and the fact that I'm not removing dice from multi-actions would be enough to make it easier. But I also got a bunch of ones, so let's see what I got. Alright, so I have 4 successes.
Okay, go ahead and roll your damage.
Five egg.
He'll take 2 to the face.
What's that?
No, he's taking 2 to the face. That's my way of saying he's going to take 2 of those damage. He's going to auto soak.
Oh yeah, he's gonna use the option to just auto soak. But I injured it this time, and that gives me hope because it's been injured already. It regenerated it, but we can kill this if we do enough. Like, there's only so much blood that this thing can spend in a turn, so, like, if we overwhelm it, if we keep chopping at it, we'll kill it.
Moreover, the limitations on regenerating aggravated wounds still apply.
Yeah, that's why I haven't regenerated mine yet. That's why I'm taking a -1 dice penalty to things, because somebody poured fire on my face. Yeah, I'm talking about you.
Alright, Britta, you're good.
Alright. So So the Briscus has released the Roman?
Sorry, you're spending this turn drinking, that's right.
Oh, I thought that was already done. Okay.
You may spend a willpower if you want to act normally, otherwise this is where you get screwed.
Has the proboscis been removed from the Roman?
Yeah, no, he cut it off, and then it regenerated. It hasn't gone into anyone else yet.
I'm going to spend a willpower not to drink and pull the Roman away.
Okay. Either make a strength athletics or use your potent. Spend a point of potent, whatever.
I mean,
these guys.
Sure, I can roll. I have 7 strength and 3 potence. Do I really need to?
What's your athletics? Probably not.
She currently has enough strength where if it were modern times, she could flip over a semi-truck without having to walk.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm just saying, I mean, even if this is the most heavily armed dude ever, I mean...
Romans were pretty heavily armored, but yeah, no, you can. Okay, so you can drag him away. Are you gonna do anything else? Or-
Yes, I would also like to give him a patch of blood, if I can do that.
I mean, it's technically a multi-action, but you're not rolling anything.
Okay, so I do so.
Alright, so at the end of the turn, you can give him one of your pouches of...
I do so.
Alright, Yanish, you're next. If he's away.
I am. Okay. Time to get my Valerian on.
Yeah.
Screw it. How many blood points can I spend it around at level? Perfect. That's gonna be 12 minus 12 dice for whatever. So I touch it inappropriately.
It's a giant red worm, so touching it at all is inappropriate. Also, it stinks. I don't know if I made a point of this yet, but anybody that's using enhanced senses is going to have it burned out at this point. This thing smells horrible.
So what's my roll to touchy?
See, you're going for a grab.
I just gotta touch it.
Okay, and just touching it, I think, is that not details in the power? Let me pull it up.
Yeah, I have to have some. I have to touch the thing.
No, I mean, does it give a difficulty on it?
No.
Otherwise, I'll set it at a 5.
Nuh-uh.
It just
Oh no,
says
must
dexterity
grab.
brawl.
It's a dexterity brawl. Yeah, so make a dex brawl and put it at DC 6 like any other.
It causes 1 bashing damage. Also, I mean, it's probably going to soak it, but it still causes damage. On
5.
top of the dice penalty.
You will need to remind me about the recurring damage.
Every activation of the power causes 1 bashing damage, and the what you call it, the dice pool penalty is as long as he holds on to it. So it's just the 1 bashing, and then like
Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna burn 6 blood, and I'm gonna. Yeah.
Okay, soaks the bashing easily, and you're spending 6 blood, and that's each blood point
It's 2 each.
is by 2, so 12.
Yep.
which basically, I don't know if you know this, if something reduces your dice pool to 0, you can't attempt that action.
Alright, and wonderful. It also triggers Rod Shrek. Let me go ahead and roll that as being burned. What is that? Is that 8 or 7?
8.
bot track. Okay. Guys.
Okay, like, where am I in, this, like,
You
as far as,
still must pass through a line of fire. Which Yanish didn't do. Yeah, Yanish, I'm gonna need you to make a strength athletics, actually.
No
Or
problem.
dex athletics.
No problem. Mm.
7.
Yeah.
What the hell, dude? Did you bribe that guy?
Okay, so to get to them, you're going to need to leap over a line of fire. That is spreading fairly quickly, but it hasn't been many turns yet. For that, you'll need a strength athletics or a dex athletics.
That was strength athletics.
Okay, so for you, you just do a Superman jump over.
And then you ran up and, like, touched it inappropriately.
Yep. It needs an adult. I am an adult.
You touched the worm. And it's smelly, too. What about Gaius?
Waiting on the roll. Guys?
oh, jumping over the fire? No.
Yes.
You said it was Dex Athletics?
Or strength athletics, whichever you prefer. Okay. You give a is this strength or dex?
Mine was, Dex.
Okay. You stumble just a little bit trying to mimic what you saw Callum do, kicking off a... But you managed to do it. You land with a thud after kicking off the tree, and what do you want to do now?
Where am I in vicinity to that big, leap?
About 20 yards, I'd say.
I'm gonna turn on an obfuscate and attempt to kind of come up behind it.
Okie doke. You can maneuver into position behind it. Are you just going to end your turn there?
For now.
Okay. Callum, 2 of these zombies are going to slash at you.
Good luck.
Alright, first one slashes at you, and gets, looks like soap 2. Alright, take one.
Okay.
Are you armored in any way?
No, that's my 6 stamina and 2 fortitude.
Okay. Well, if you were armored, don't forget to include that. Okay, and then the second.
I haven't spent blood this round, right?
Don't think so.
I don't think so.
You want to
So I'm
reflexively
gonna
heal?
reflexively heal that. Yeah, I'm gonna reflexively heal that 1 point of lethal.
And soak one.
I didn't quite catch that. I heard and.
Soak one lethal.
Alright, no problem.
And soak. Alright, the two next to Britta are going to stand up, and they're going to grab their weapons from the ground. One of them is missing their weapon because Britta. Alright. Unfortunately, Britta had to go back upstairs, and I think it's kind of late. So, how are people doing? Oh, no, because she's back. How are people doing? Do we need to call it?
I'm good.
Hmm.
I think the initiative maybe speak. Oh,
No, I'm mostly here.
okay. We can keep going for a little bit longer, but we are probably going to have to call it pretty soon.
Probably do like another 10 minutes.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry, I had to step away to use the bathroom. I am good to go because it's almost 2 o'clock in the afternoon for me. So like y'all, whenever you're ready to stop, I understand. But I am perfectly wide awake.
So someone has adapted to the new schedule indeed.
No, it's been hard. It's been really hard.
Well, still, I mean, a week in and you're up at midnight. That's good.
I get around 5 p.m. here is when I start really feeling tired. So I've been able to offset my schedule by several hours, but it still comes down on me hard.
Alright, in a whirlwind of motion, Germanicus takes a slash at the worm and then follows through with 2 quick slashes, one at each zombie attacking Callum. First attack, and he'll get the last 2.
But now we've seen celerity in use, and I don't think any of us have it. So like, that'll be a thing that we can try and learn now that we know that it's a power. It'll be the ability to move with super speed. Maybe I should get that before dominate. I don't know. Damn.
It just looks like a lot of numbers. It's actually only 5 days.
No, it's still a lot of dice that was rolled for damage. Whatever he's doing, it's effective.
It's just momentum, celerity 6.
sure it's detailed in the book. It's just kind of a pain in the ass to navigate the PDF on my tablet.
It just, you spend 2 blood and then add celerity to any strength-based roll. And then in melee also adds knockdown. But this thing's going to be too big to knock down, and it's a worm, so I'm just not like. But unfortunately, it absorbs the blow. Al, go ahead. Your turn. Oh, no, we skipped the worm. Hang on. Worm has a minus 12. Oh! It's a minus 12 to dice rolls. Does that include soaking?
Possibly.
I don't think, like, because you don't add penalties to soaking for, like, health levels. I don't think you're supposed to apply it to soaking.
Yeah, probably not. I don't think that's the intention of the ability.
It doesn't let you, like, I think it's supposed to be against actions.
Okay, hang on. With a minus 12 to its dice, I'm trying to think of what it can actually do. Also, it's rot trekking, so it's going to try to run, but it's the rat. 1 second.
Like, that's one hell of a power, dude. Costly to make it to that debilitating, but still.
It's okay, there's plenty of Romans to refill me.
I mean, all the dead ones have been drained by this thing.
Hmm.
It's been, like, sucking all their blood out.
It doesn't really have any choice but to try and break your grasp. So it's just going to pump itself up and try to do that. Okay. And 0 successes. Alright, well, it tried to break your grapple and it can't.
Aha!
Callum's turn.
I'm gonna take advantage of this and try and claw it apart, you know? Do I get the bonus dice for flanking? If I try to get behind it? You know?
Sure.
Yay or nay?
I said sure. Guess my mic's not picking up so well anymore.
Ooh. There we go. That's a 7.
Nicely done.
Seven. 7
damage?
damage.
Okay.
Yes.
I mean, it's just gonna have to auto soak and take the rest.
As long as it didn't spend all its blood on blood buffing.
No, it didn't spend. No, you forget this thing gets double its blood pool just for being.
Oh, I don't remember all the specifics of how they work.
Oh, yeah.
I just know.
No, they get double the pool.
Did some vampire try to turn a werewolf into a vampire, and now this is what you get?
No, sort of. You're on the right track.
Okay. All
It
right.
used to be a vampire.
Well, it ain't anymore.
You're deep rends into it. At this point, you're liable to cut it in half at this point, and hopefully you won't get.
Is it like just like bleeding deeply?
Bleeding deeply and leaking blood all over the place. This thing has an enormous amount of blood, and as you're cutting into it, you're starting to see that it is essentially just a large bag of blood. Any organs it once had are now vestigial and forced to the outside, desiccated. The whole thing has been hollowed out to make room for a giant bag of vitae.
Chug, 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 chug.
I'm sitting at 14 right now, so I think I'm okay. I'm not gonna frenzy and drink from this thing, right?
Yeah, no, Gaius and Britta will need to make self-control rolls, though. And this thing is clearly on its last legs. Not only that, but it really can't do anything between its wound penalties. Well, I guess the wound penalties don't apply because it's been rot wrecked, but Yanish alone is basically.
What happens now? You guys there?
I'm sorry, go ahead. What's up?
I said, what happens now?
Oh, you had cut into it, and then it was Britta's turn, and she was deciding what to do. I was explaining to her what happened with this soldier. She failed her self-control roll, so she'll need to drink on this turn or spend another willpower. However, what she had done is poured some of this blood into this soldier's, into his mouth or his wound, into his mouth. The wound closed in his chest slightly, and he regained some of his color, but he hasn't awakened just yet. Likely still in shock.
Alright, I spend another willpower and remain responsible.
Do you have any medicine?
Yeah, medicine rank 2.
You can try to administer to him.
Alright, yeah, I'll do that. Int medicine?
That's right.
Can I use discerning?
No.
Three successes.
Okay. You know to put pressure on this wound and to try and dress it as best you can. This is still a sucking chest wound that is healing, and his lungs have regained their integrity, and he can breathe on
it to him responsibly.
Okay, and you're able to stabilize him. He's not going to breathe. He's not going to bleed out. And Yanish, I assume you're going to maintain your grapple.
Yep.
Although there's nothing that says you can't also bite.
Yeah, you just gotta hold on to him. So I mean, you can totally like, if you wanted to have a
Yeah.
big old wormy snack.
I don't know where that sting's been. It smells funny.
That's fair. That's exactly why I haven't bet on it, because I'm like, I don't know, like, what the hell this thing got in it, you know?
Probably smart. But okay, Gaius.
Can I make like a perception roll to find like any weakened spots?
This thing has multiple tears in its flesh. It is on death's door. The whole thing's a weak spot at this point. I mean, honestly, the strongest part is probably going to be the bony proboscis or the. But Callum has rended the body, and blood is pouring out.
All right, I'm probably gonna take my gladius and try to swing at its proboscis.
Okay. Go ahead and swing for it. It's going to be a dex.
Yo, what is up? This crap, bro.
Oh. So you're what? We'll say, did you make your self-control roll?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's say you were so distracted by the scent of all the blood everywhere, you are so very hungry, that you hesitate at the very last second. And that causes you to miss your swing. Okay. Germanicus has his celerity actions now. He's gonna cleave those two. Okay, the two zombies he cleaves in. Two quick strokes. And then there are the two zombies attacking Brit.
Wait, are they still attacking me? Because I fled that scene carrying the dude.
Oh, shit. Okay, then in that case, you're going to attack Gaius instead. Except the one with the sword misses. Oh, the one.
What happened?
The one bitch. 5. Soak 5 bashing.
Wait, who's
Don't forget
soaking?
your armor. Gaius.
What was my soak again?
Your soak is going to be your stamina plus your armor and any fortitude that you have.
So I roll stamina and armor, or is that just what my
You
soak
roll
is?
them.
Okay.
And I was going to go out for lunch after this, but I don't think so anymore. It's pouring down rain, and I didn't bring an umbrella or anything. It's like pouring down.
Alright, so how does do you have it after the soak or before the soak?
After soak. So he rolls soak, subtracts whatever, and then half of that.
Okay, it looks like you soaked 3, and you dealt out 5. So have it to 1 point of bashing damage. You may spend a blood to reflexively heal that off if you want.
Yeah, I'm gonna do.
Alright,
Yeah,
the zombies
that's really good.
tear into you, but just as the teeth pass through you, the flesh is healed. Like the wound was never there. Alright, last blood. Top of the round.
You there?
Who?
You. I heard you start talking, and then it like cut out.
Top of the round and last blow, I'm swinging. The fuck is this?
Man.
It may actually soak this. No, actually in this scenario, it's just gonna, yeah, it's gonna spend the last one. Okay, so it soaks it. It's gonna try to break the grapple again. Okay, well, Inish, you need to roll and beat 1 success.
It's kind of scary that this thing is minus 12 dice and still has 2 there to roll. Motherfucker was not playing around. He is trying hard to get out. Or she, or whatever this thing is. Like, we can't even tell what it used to be, can we?
No, it's got mostly a vaguely humanoid head, but it's more skull-like than it. If you had to guess, male, but that's only because all of its hair is fallen out. And it looks like you beat it handily, so bring us home.
It's stuck.
Yeah, no, it can't do anything in this scenario. It doesn't have any escapes that can be diced.
I have a question.
Shoot.
Can I attempt to, I mean, since I'm holding on to this thing, can I attempt to, like, rip it in two since it's already, like, mostly there?
Yeah, if you want to, on your turn, roll for damage, you can do.
Cool.
Doing so, I would just call it as the grapple for damage option that it has under. But it will break your. And then, but it is Callum's turn, so go ahead and.
Okay. Okay, I got 4 on the attack. That's 9 damage, man.
Okay, it's dead. Again. So it basically, he rends it, and it, whatever is left of it deflates like a balloon in just an ocean of gore and blood spilling forth onto this hamlet, the floor of this.
This is gonna be one green pasture.
Yeah, you were all basically ankle deep in blood at this point. We'll go ahead and call it here since everyone's so tired. The only thing that I will end with is Germanicus panting heavily after the battle. That was a bloodworm, an immortal given in to his beastly nature. This land, it corrupts the inside as it corrodes the outside. Six experience to everyone, and regain 2 willpower.
Alright.
Alright guys, we ran late tonight. Thanks for hanging in there. Unless anybody has any questions, go ahead and get...
Put that in the roleplay channel since I don't have my character sheet. I just have a picture of it. So I can remember. Yeah, and thanks for running. This is getting interesting.
I'm sure you have many questions.
It was interesting before, but like I feel like I can kind of see the direction things are going